Hello everyone and welcome back to JavaScript Lessons on Codecademy. So last time we started looking at arrays. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different, but knowing about arrays can be helpful. So today we're going to be talking about objects. JavaScript is an object-oriented programming language, which means that you can make your own variable. So you'll see what I mean. So let's just get straight into it. So let's go back to the analogy of computer languages being like regular spoken languages. In English, you have nouns, which you can think of as things, and verbs, which you can think of as actions. Until now, our nouns and verbs have been separate, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to keep them separate. So using objects, we can put our information and the functions that use that information in the same place. You can also think of objects as combinations of key-value pairs, like arrays, only their keys don't have to be numbers like 0, 1, or 2. They can be strings or variables. So this is one example of what objects are. So let's just look at this. You have a variable called phone book entry, and it's just nothing at first. But let's see what happens afterwards. So phone book entry dot name, so I'm guessing that we're creating its own variable. Name is called, so we call it Oxnard Montalvo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The phone book entry number is that. Phone book entry phone is a function which, when called, does this, and the function says that you're calling Oxnard Montalvo at the number. So let's see what this does. So what we do here is call this function from the object phone book entry. So what should happen is, as I said, calling that person at this number. So let's see how we can do this ourselves then. Object syntax. So the phone book entry object handled data, a name and a telephone number, as well as a procedure, which is the function which in this case was phone. In that example, we gave the key name, the value Oxnard Montalvo, and the key number, the value that. I'm not going to say so many fives. An object is like an array in this way, except its keys can be variables and strings, and not just numbers. They can also, as you saw, be functions. Objects are just collections of information, keys and values between curly braces like this. So I don't know why in the last example the curly braces were closed straight away. That was weird, but oh well, I guess we will see. Using the above syntax as a guide, create an object me in the editor. Okay, I will just pretty much copy and paste this, but we will call it me. It should have a name key with the value of your name as a string. So key, and our value is going to be name, I guess, and age, and is that it? You should have name, value of you as a string, and age. Okay, let's see if that's correct. No. Okay. So do we actually need to define this, or are we fine like this? So do we just say equals and whatever we want it to equal? Let's see. Nope. Okay. I am confused. I will come back. So I looked in the hint and I found out that I was actually doing it completely wrong and completely misunderstood what I was supposed to do. So what you're supposed to do is say that the key is name, and then enter what the value of name you want it to be. And then for a second one, we wanted it to be age, and we wanted that to be a number, as we can see here in this example. I think that you can use single or double quotation marks interchangeably, so don't worry too much about that. So as we can see, this is correctly done. So let's move on. Creating a new object. So you just created your very first object. There are two ways to create an object. So you can use object literal notation, which is what you just did, and using the object constructor. Okay, let's see then. Literal notation is just creating an object with curly braces like this. So it's more like a dictionary, I guess, in a way. when you use the constructor, the syntax looks like this. So you have variable myObject equals new object. So that looks quite similar to a dictionary in Python to me. So this tells JavaScript I want you to make a new thing and I want that thing to be an object. Okay? You can add keys to your object after you've created it in two ways. So you can say this key, so add a new key which is going to be name, and at that key add a new value which is going to be Charlie. And once you call the name, it's going to return Charlie, I think. I don't completely understand it. Oh, no. So .name is a function which does the same thing as doing this. So both are correct, and the second is shorthand for the first. Okay? So see how this is sort of similar in arrays. It is quite similar. Recreate your me object in the editor, but this time use the object constructor. Once you make it, use either the square bracket notation or the full stop notation to give it a name property with a string value, so your name, and an age property with a number value, your age. So we need to do something like this, but instead of my obj, call it me, and it still needs to be object there. So okay, then how do you do this again? So you do me dot I'll do both of the examples. So let's do my name, let's do it with square brackets, and my age, let's do that with the dot name. So if we do this, we can do it like that with a semicolon at the end. And the other thing which we can do maybe is dot age, or do we still need to do it dot name? I don't know. I will try either one though. So let's see if that works. Yes, it does work. So what this basically does is you create a new variable which is an object, which you specify by doing new object, and to that variable, or to me, you add a name Mihei in this case and an age of 15. So let's move on. And by the way guys, if some of this doesn't make much sense, ask in the comments, I will be glad to help. Even if you're watching this in the future, don't worry, just ask away. So great work, let's make a few more objects just for practice. Create 3 objects called object1, object2 and object3 in the editor. Use either literal notation or the object constructor, and give your object any properties you like. So I'll just do what we did last time. Oops, I need to say var object1, and then you do equals object, oops, that's not how you spell object, is it? And colon, semicolon, I mean. No, oh no, it's new object. That's the keyword I forgot. Then I will just copy and paste it, only changing the number each time. So is that all we need to do? It looks like you didn't add, oh, we need to add stuff to them. So let's just add some random things. So object1, oops, I'm not typing, am I? Object1 dot name, am I doing this right? I hope I am. This is my first time doing it, so yeah. Oops, that's not how you do it. You just do a value. Let's just add that value, which isn't even a name. I don't know why I called it name. I should call that something like number. I will call this name and make it equal to, I don't know, something like Michael Kakam, because I can. And oh no, I will say subscribers, and currently I think I have 32, so I'll just leave that as that. Oops, I missed out the one there. So let's copy and paste this and just repeat it pretty much, but with object 2 and object 3. So I will change the name here to, I don't know, what should I call it? Water bottle. And I will say capacity equals 1, because 1 liter. That's just what I'm thinking of. I forgot the semicolon, so I'll add those. And here I will I don't know, add piece of paper, and I will just put a random number and just call it number, because I can't think of anything that contains a number on a piece of paper, unless you're doing maths, which then it can say how many practice questions you've done, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so review, awesome, we've thrown a lot at you, but now you know what objects are, the object syntax, and how to create your own objects. So if you're ready to put your own knowledge to the work, we will move on to that in the next lesson and design our own new objects. So stay tuned for that. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and share this video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and tell me how I can improve for next time. But until next time, again, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.